We have focused all week long and, of course, all morning long on the 5-year mark tomorrow from Pulse shooting. 49 killed. We know that 53 others were hurt. This morning, we're hearing now from the first responders who were called to that chaotic scene. And joining us now is Bomb Squad Commander Lieutenant Chris Hall with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant, good to see you this morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
You know, I sat down with Sheriff Mina before and talked about his remembrance of these calls. You got one in the middle of the night that something was going on at Pulse. Do you have any idea what was happening before you got there that morning?
Just when I got the phone call, I mean, I could tell something serious was going on, but not to the magnitude of what actually occurred. You know, when I got there, kind of a chaotic scene, as you could imagine. And, you know, it really wasn't until after everything had happened and kind of the next day or later that morning, you really realize how big of a scene or what actually happened that night.
Yeah, and we've learned so much more now than we knew then. And at the time, we knew a shooter had placed bombs around the nightclub, even putting vests on some of the victims in the club. You knew this as you were going in. I mean, how terrifying was that, and how much more difficult did that make to responding to this scene?
I mean, you try not to think about it. You know, that's what we train for every day, every month. That's what my team trains for. We try, for those difficult scenarios. You kind of just rely on the training and go forth. It's not till really afterwards. And just as long as you go slow and it does slow down the process a little bit of clearing that scene. But, we just rely on our training for something like this.
And you can train for something like this, but once you're in it, things are so different. How intense was it? How difficult was it to coordinate getting inside the building? And what was it like for you and your team once you did get inside?
It's very difficult. I mean, trying to communicate, and there's so many different entities that are on the scene, and so many different teams that were there. You can't prepare to go inside or something like that. And as soon as you go inside, you really see the tragedy that actually happened. Of everything that was going on, dark, and all the victims that were in there, having to go through all the bags that were in there. It was definitely hard to go in there.
Law enforcement always tries to learn from these type of events, even though they're always different. Has anything changed for the Bomb Squad since then, and how important is it to remember what happened that night?
I mean, our training has kind of stepped up a little bit technology-wise. We've gotten some newer equipment, some more portable X-ray systems, so that if we ever go into something like this before again and having to X-ray the number of bags, we can do it a little bit more quickly. And it's just very important to remember something like this. We've had several since, within the last 5 years of these mass shootings, and just to remember the victims that lost their lives and the families that were affected by this, and the first responders and everybody else that responded that night, and trying to just get through it and never forget exactly what happened.
Lieutenant Chris Hall, thanks for everything you did 5 years ago, and thanks for joining us this morning as well here on Good Day Orlando.
Thank you. I appreciate it.